Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the place where you don't get dealership rehearsals, you don't get sugar-coated marketing fluff, and you definitely don't get those same recycled lines you've heard 100 times before. Here, it's all about raw impressions, honest opinions, and real talk about the cars you actually want to know about. And today, we're diving into a car that has quietly built a solid reputation for being the perfect mix of practicality, reliability, and that subtle Honda charm. The all-new 2026 Honda WRV. Honda has taken a big swing with this one, trying to redefine what a compact crossover can be for drivers who want SUV looks without SUV size or pricing. So, let's see if the 2026 WRV is just another soft crossover or if it actually deserves a serious look. Exterior. The first thing that hits you is the design. The 2026 WRV is not a reworked hatchback anymore. It now stands with a genuine crossover stance. Up front, Honda has gone bold with a larger, upright grille featuring a deep honeycomb mesh pattern bordered by a thick chrome bar that proudly carries the Honda badge. The headlights are sleeker now, full LED units with sharp DRLs that stretch into the fenders, giving it that wide, planted look. The bumper gets a more muscular treatment with silver skid plates and bolder dams on either side, making it look tougher than any WRV before it. It feels like Honda has finally given it the face it deserves: a modern, assertive, and ready to take on rivals like the Hyundai Venue, Kia Sonet, and Toyota Raize. The hood line sits higher, and those subtle creases across the front give it the sense of purpose. This little SUV isn't pretending to be something it's not. Move to the side and the WRV continues that transformation. It's longer and wider than before, and it rides on a more confident set of 17-inch alloy wheels with a two-tone finish that give it a sportier vibe. The shoulder line is clean but crisp, running straight from the headlights to the taillights, visually stretching the car. The roofline has a gentle coupe-like slope that ends in a sporty spoiler, while the black tailgate and B-pillars help the WRV look sleeker and more upscale. The plastic cladding around the wheel arches and side skirts adds that rugged touch you expect from a crossover, but it's not overdone. It's balanced, giving it a nice mix of urban chic and off-road character. Honda's decision to raise the ground clearance to about 220 mm also gives it a commanding stance on the road. And with that, it looks far more capable and confident than before, and no longer the underdog in the subcompact SUV crowd. Around the back, things get even more interesting. The taillights are now full LED and connected by a slim light bar, giving it that premium, cohesive look we've been seeing across newer Honda models. The rear bumper carries silver and black accents with integrated reflectors, and there's a fake skid plate design that completes the SUV look. The rear windshield is slightly more raked, and that spoiler on top adds a sporty flair. It's clean, minimalistic, and yet striking. A design that doesn't shout but commands attention. The Honda logo and WRV badge sit neatly in the center, while the tailgate itself is wider, making loading luggage a lot easier. Everything about the new WRV feels more refined and grown up, like it finally understands who it's supposed to be. Interior. Step inside, and the WRV continues to surprise. Honda has clearly worked hard on the cabin, and it shows from the moment you open the door. Gone are the dated plastics and cluttered layout from the old model. In their place, you get a much more modern, sophisticated interior with soft-touch materials in all the right places. The dashboard design is simple yet elegant. Horizontal lines, a floating 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system in the center, and well-placed air vents that keep everything feeling balanced. The steering wheel is borrowed from the new HR-V, and it feels premium, with neatly integrated controls for audio, phone, and driver assist systems. The instrument cluster is now partly digital, giving you all your vital info in a crisp, easy-to-read format. The seats are surprisingly comfortable, with good bolstering and generous cushioning, exactly what you'd expect from a Honda. The driving position feels commanding, and visibility is excellent, thanks to the wide glass area and thin A-pillars. The rear seats are equally impressive. There's enough legroom and headroom even for taller passengers, and the flat floor design makes it more comfortable for 3 adults to sit in the back. Hyundai has nailed the packaging here. You can tell this car was designed with families and long commutes in mind. The 380-liter boot is also quite practical, and the rear seats can be folded to expand the cargo space further, making it perfect for road trips or urban hauling. Technology-wise, the WRV is up to date. The infotainment system supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the interface feels smooth and intuitive. There's a wireless charging pad, USB-C ports, automatic climate control, push start-stop, and even ambient lighting depending on the variant. Hyundai's focus on convenience shows with small but thoughtful details like the cleverly placed storage spaces, dual cup holders, and armrest compartments. Sound insulation is also noticeably better. The cabin feels quieter and more composed at highway speeds. You get the impression that Honda wanted the WRV to feel more like a baby HRV than an upgraded Jazz, and they've succeeded. Performance under the hood. The 2026 Honda WRV comes with 2 engine options, depending on the market. The first is a familiar 1.5-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine producing around 121 horsepower and 145 Nm of torque, paired with either a 6-speed manual or a CVT automatic. For most buyers, this setup will feel smooth, predictable, and efficient. But for those craving more punch, Honda also offers a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine pushing around 175 horsepower, a significant upgrade that gives the WRV a genuine sporty character. The turbo model feels lively and quick off the line, especially when paired with the CVT tuned for faster throttle response. Ride quality is one of the WRV's strongest suits. The suspension setup has been retuned to handle rough roads without feeling floaty, and the chassis feels solid and well-balanced. On highways, it maintains stability even at higher speeds, and around corners, it feels confident and composed. It's not a sports car, but for a compact crossover, it drives with that classic Honda sense of refinement and control. Steering feedback is light but precise, making it ideal for city driving, and the tight turning radius makes parking in crowded urban areas effortless. Fuel economy is another plus. The naturally aspirated variant can deliver close to 17 km/L in mixed driving, while the turbocharged one averages around 14 to 15 km/L depending on your driving style. Safety-wise, Honda hasn't cut corners. The WRV now includes the Honda Sensing Suite, which means you get adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, forward collision warning, and autonomous emergency braking. Add to that 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, hill start assist, stability control, and a 360-degree camera, and you've got a package that feels reassuringly secure. It's great to see that Honda is prioritizing safety features even in its more affordable models. Now, let's talk pricing. The 2026 WRV is expected to start around $20,000 for the base model and can go up to around $27,000 for the top-spec turbo variant with all the bells and whistles. In markets like India or Southeast Asia, that translates to roughly 10 to 15 lakh rupees depending on trim and taxes. That's competitive when you consider what it's offering: a space, features, style, and Honda reliability all rolled into one neat package. So, is the 2026 Honda WRV worth it? Honestly, yes. It's not trying to be flashy or overcomplicated. It's the kind of car that just fits into your life effortlessly, perfect for urban driving, comfortable enough for long trips, and stylish enough to make you feel like you're driving something fresh. Honda has finally given the WRV the identity it needed. It's not a crossover pretending to be tough. It's genuinely capable, smartly designed, and fun to live with. And that wraps up our deep dive into the 2026 Honda WRV. If you enjoyed this review and want more unfiltered, honest takes on the latest cars hitting the market, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Car Flash, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. This is Hamza from Car Flash, where cars meet real talk, and I'll catch you in the next one.